and gentlemen, welcome back to Those Two Geeks. My name's Alex. It is Saturday night. As you can probably tell by this point, I am alone. It is a Saturday night. I clearly have nothing going on. No. So Saturday night, we realised at some point this afternoon, Joe and I, that we didn't have anything recorded for today. Well, you're listening on whenever you listen to this. And because of that, I was like, that's fine. We'll find some later today. Spoiler alert, we didn't, and so you're just stuck with me today. So, being that we completely lost track of time, mostly my fault. I think I had planned on we had planned on recording early in the morning, like we usually do, but during the week I got reminded that my cat had to go to the vet just for some vaccinations. It's standard or whatever. So I had the reminder that he had to go to the vet, and because that was this morning, at more or less the same time we tend to record, honestly. Because it was at the same time, that might sound like I cut that, but there was no edit there. It was just me pausing to try and stop the umming and erring, which may or may not work for the rest of the show. Because the vet was at the same time as we normally record, in my mind that was the recording. It was a thing that I was doing that morning, and never thought to actually set up time for later in the day, the night before, whatever. So this is all a long-winded way of explaining to you why there's just me today. And as always, I'm looking at the clock, the recording timer, and I'm thinking I just took the better part of 2.5 minutes to say, hey, so it's just me. It's no Joe. Always fantastic. What were we going to talk about today? I don't know what Joe and I were going to talk about today. We had teased about, or we had thought about doing our first few seasons on the X-Men animated series. I think that may have been this week, maybe next week, I can't remember. We had thought about doing that at the next point, but I think both of us haven't finished the first season we were going to talk about, which is season 2. So we hadn't finished that. Fingers crossed we'll get it ready to go prior to the X-Men 97 cartoon coming out, or the next chunk of that, so we'll be able to actually let folks watch that and then talk about it. But yeah, I binged the first 7 or 8 episodes of season 2 recently, and I had forgotten how good the show was. Won't go into it anymore, for obvious reasons, as we'll be talking about that at length extensively over the in the near future. We did, however, was it last weekend or the weekend before? Maybe in the weekend before, went to a very small, I say convention, it was more of like an indoor nerdy market. There were vintage toy vendors, stuff like that. The odd comic there, card games, etc. The kind of thing you would expect at most most comic shops. I really need to get the airs under control. Kind of thing you'd expect at most comic shops, or like second hand sort of thing. That kind of not comic shop, but like hobby store. So I did end up picking up a New Adventures of He-Man figure. No weapons or anything, but that's fine. I never really expect to find it fully complete unless it's sealed. The guy I was talking to, though, said he did have one that had everything, but that was in his personal collection at home, which I totally understand. What I was most excited about, and has since reignited a love for me, and this is kind of ties into what we were talking about last week with the Crow movie. I picked up a sealed box of the Crow City of Angels trading cards. While I am aware the City of Angels movie isn't fantastic, I had a hell of a good time opening the packs, seeing what I ended up with out of the full collection. I think I ended up with almost 2 two and a half full runs of the base set, and then all but one of the like the embossed cards, and then a couple of the other art cards. What I was more surprised at was the fact that once I was like, oh, I've got almost all of these. Let's go to eBay. Reasonable price still for those cards. Um, don't regret opening the box, but I'm glad it was a City of Angels box that I opened and not an original movie trading card box, because those actually go for a lot more than I was expecting. Sorry, I'm pausing to let my cat in. All right. So, I will shave that gap down. But yeah, I had to pause to let the cat in because I could hear him pawing at the door. He has since been a nuisance to his the other two since he came back from the vet. So his sister is up on my lap at the moment. Where was I? Right, trading cards. Yeah, so the trading cards I ended up opening up, and I put a set in a binder, and because I didn't know what else to do with the duplicates, I actually opened just the way I open the cards, the packs. I just snipped the top off. I was able to honestly save the packs, so I ended up putting, I think it's like 8 cards in one of those and a tattoo, back into the packs. So because I had the box still, so I've actually got that. It looks, to the quick glance, it looks like it's a fully sealed, like a bunch of sealed packs in the display box. That's how I'm going to leave it for now. I don't know where I'm going to actually end up putting it because my Crow display is already pretty full. So we'll have to take a look at that, or I'll have to take a look at that and see what I can do to rearrange what I have going on. But ultimately, it looks pretty decent for all. Wasn't bad. Again, it was 30. I think I got it for $30, and that's obviously no tax, what have you. So a little bit less than the going rate on eBay, but ultimately I feel like it wouldn't have sold to anyone else. And once you do sell stuff on eBay, you're always going to be hit with the why are my words failing me? eBay fees and shit like that. So yeah, other than that, I got a couple of patches for I hesitate to call it a battle vest, but technically it is a battle vest. It's just going to be full of 90s cartoon references, because would you expect anything less from a host of those two geeks to have an almost entirely cartoon themed battle vest? Um, yeah, so there's that. I don't know where I was going with this anymore. If there's any professional speakers out there judging me for my ums and ers and what have you, and space filling moments, please be aware that I did this entire thing without any preparation. I have no idea what I'm going to be saying from one moment to the next. Honestly, looking around my office as I'm sat here trying to think of, well, if I say this, and I can talk about this and then this, and you know how it goes. Cat's trying to leave, but that's too bad. I don't know if you heard that. I wonder if you did. Yeah. So if you did, that was Walter saying hello, but he's looking out the window now. I don't know where his sister went. He's in here somewhere. She's in here somewhere too. Um. Right. I don't know how long this is going to take. How long we've been talking, etc. But I don't even know what to say at this point. That was a really awkward pause. I'll probably shave some bits and pieces out, but ultimately I am not a big fan of over editing and taking out the stream of conscious thought that we are, I guess, is our trading card. What's the word? That we're known for, reputation. I don't know. Um, yeah, my life has been mostly consumed with watching Chicago Med lately. So I haven't read many new comics. I have so many to read that I've been picking up and just haven't gotten around to reading. I've got to organize a bunch of them. I'll probably end up taken a bunch of them in for store credit somewhere just to lighten the load a bit. So I need to spend some time over the coming weeks and dig up all of the short boxes that I have in the basement, go through them, shave down the collection again. Just because a lot of it I'm never going to read again. A lot of it doesn't really have the same meaning to me that it did. So why not? Why not let someone else enjoy it? Probably going to do the same thing with my trades, honestly. There's a lot that I'm just not going to read again. And if I'm not going to read it again, then it's just taking up space. And if it's taking up space, then I don't really need it that much more. So we'll see how that goes. There's a convention coming up in the Maritimes this month. At some point, I might talk with Joe about it, see how it goes. I don't know if I'll be going to work for the comic shop, work a table, or if I'll actually just be wandering around as an attendee. I'm not sure how that's going to look yet, just in terms of my plans for the weekend. It's entirely possible if I'm there working for the shop that I'll also I know I'll get a chance to wander around. There'll be at least 2 of us there, so you don't need to spend all day behind the table if you can make some time. So, or if you need a bit of a break. The cats are currently sniffing every action figure that I have, so I realize that I should probably be paranoid and panic that they're going to break stuff, but ultimately, whatever. They're just having a look, and it's only plastic. I don't think anything is worth a huge amount, so everything is always purchased for my enjoyment before anything else. I don't think any of it is there to be invested in and have money made. So, right, I am going to stop my stream of thought. I hope you have, if you stayed with me, I appreciate you. Thank you. And we will, catch you on the flip side.
Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.